We all got them instances where we wasting somebody's time that we know we should have been cut off or know that we shouldn't be entertaining, all for selfish reasoning at the end of the day. And we're gonna dive into that and just kind of float the situation.
Hey, bro, I'm not selfish, bro. I don't know. I don't like that lead into it, bro. I'm not
Yeah.
selfish. I
Man,
love that video, bro. That shit get me hyped every time. Boy, that community right there is important, man.
all them black people loving up on their children, all them
Right,
black fathers, man. Shit
man.
looking good, feeling good.
There we
That's
go.
exactly what the fuck I was thinking looking at this shit, man. Like, damn,
Yeah,
what we need, man.
yeah,
All the negativity is promoted so much, but what about the loving? What
man.
about
It's a
the
lot.
love?
It's a lot of it too.
Mm.
Shit, but we back. We gotta dive into the people, man. Ain't come to hear us talk about our video we already made. What,
Uh-huh.
what, we-
So
what
we
we talking about today?
we talking today's wasting people's times.
Uh-oh.
We all got them instances where we wasting somebody's time that we know we should have been cut off or know that we shouldn't be entertaining, all for selfish reasoning at the end of the day. And we're gonna dive into that and just kind of float the situation.
Hey, bro, I'm not selfish, bro. I don't know. I don't like that lead into it, bro. I'm not
Yeah.
selfish.
What else would you be wasting somebody's time for?
I'm unsure.
Sure.
What if you unsure?
Sure about what?
You just don't know. Sometimes a certain part feel good, but another part feel a little off, and you like, man, is this just a moment, or is it really off? That's the tough situation I'll be in, man. I don't know about you, but sometimes like, there's a lot of good, but a little bit be off, and it's like, man, can I get over that? Because what if you can get over that off part, so you can just focus on the good?
Think that's a case by case situation, my brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. It depends on what it is, and I don't know if you want to get into all of that.
Yeah, I think to play devil's advocate on my own comment,
Mm,
um, personally, sometimes shit be a little off, and you don't even address the part that's off out of fear of what might happen or whatever. Like sometimes you might got to just lay that shit on the cards because what you may be feeling off may could be fixed with a conversation
mm.
or maybe not. So I think that's where sometimes, I may personally be in the wrong where I know something feels a little off, but I'm trying to convince myself that it's not and drag it along. And, that drag along is the one where you're wasting people time, like you said.
Yes,
Sometimes you got to
indeed.
communication, say where your head's at, say where it's at. And depending on what that response may be, you got to deal with the consequences of it. But to sit here and hold on to these feelings and emotions and the way you feeling and not tell the other person, you playing games. You're giving them false realities. That's your head is one way, but you make it present a different way, i.e., like we here for wasting people time.
Man, and I'm gonna give y'all a real life example with confidentiality to that person. I had a situation, I want to say maybe about a year ago. I don't even know how long it's been. This woman here, she was perfect. I'm not gonna say that, but I'm gonna say she is wife material. She was 100% down, ready for everything that I had to offer, and I had nothing. There was nothing she did wrong. Nothing she did wrong. At this point, it came across it was myself that I had to check. Um, I was looking for things wrong. At the point in time, I was claiming that she was being too touchy feely, too, in my space here. And really looking back, she was just showing affection, showing love. That's how she did it. When I really was being real with myself, I was scared I was going to hurt her feelings. I was scared of commitment. And I was unsure if she was the one that I wanted and could see myself marrying and all that. And now she was all in. We've had them deep conversations and did all that. But I had that unsure, that uncertainty. Talk to this brother over here, he know what I'm talking about. Couple other people. But came down to the point of like, okay, knowing that she's all in, that she a good one, am I going to keep that string attached, keep things where I want it to be selfishly, or do I let her go, let it hurt for a little bit, knowing that overall she's gonna grow, she can go, if I'm not the man for her, she can go find a man that actually is meant for her. And I ain't gonna lie to you, that shit hurt. I ain't want to do it. I tried to hit up afterwards a little bit, and she wasn't good. She wasn't good, and that's just being, a honey with it. After doing that, and you know, but it was overall was best because I went when I cut things off, it was from out of a place of love, and then honestly, I probably got lonely one time and wanted to hit her back up and talk a little bit, and then those at that point those boundaries were placed, had to respect those and leave it be, but before I would I had a little toxicity with me, I would play them games a little bit and string alongs, and I'm pretty sure we've all had those. I'm just gonna tell it how it is. It took me to get to certain levels of maturity to understand that shit ain't cool. I don't want that karma on myself, and overall, gotta let her go and let her grow, especially if I ain't gonna do nothing with it. So that was a real life situation that I had to look myself in the mirror. She a
Yeah.
dope
So
ass person. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
outside of being lonely, because I have the privilege of knowing you're not a lonely nigga. I'm sorry. What you hang on to it for, man? You ain't have to. Like,
Hung
why
hung
you think
on
you
it
hung on to it?
because of the motherfucking potential, bruh.
Mm.
Yeah, don't that sound like deja vu? Anyways, the fucking potential. And I ain't even gonna lie to you. She's amazing. She is amazing. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. But there was still something feeling in myself that I was like, I can't do it. You're not the person for me. But when you get to checking boxes and everything like that, the
Yeah.
independency, the loving, how she is, just the qualities and traits that she has as a woman, I'm fucking with it. But there was something that when you get into that intuition, really figuring out within myself, I had to let it go.
Something I struggle with that is like changing my perspective of what I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Like I like to call it, like, I go back to college days. What is a prerequisite? I feel like sometimes I see so many things that is out of the norm or that I don't want, that when I get something that, oh, that's different, oftentimes it's what I probably should have been looking for in general in any woman. So you get excited off those prerequisites, off those loving, caring, like what woman you don't want to be loving, caring, acceptable of your life that you already have before you meet them. Like
For
we get
sure.
excited about those things because we don't see it often. That oftentimes that's probably what we should just be looking for. So how, and I don't know, this is a question, we can answer, but I struggle with figuring out how can we not get excited about those things that are probably what should already be in any woman we looking for. So then I can focus on the fact of, are you really the one for me? I don't get excited off of what I may get, what I don't see often, but I can get past that and be like, okay, you bring what I probably should be looking for. Now, do I like this person outside of that? Because that's what I often find with my personal experience in my past relationships and situations wasting people time.
What are
I
they? What are
I
your
get it.
prerequisites
I
or
get
your
excited.
non-negotiables?
Yeah, I get excited off somebody that communicates very well.
All
I
right.
get somebody that takes accountability of maybe you didn't realize I felt some type of way, but I felt some type of way in acknowledging my feelings in that moment. I get excited off someone that wants to spend time with me because it's sad. I've been in past situationships that I'm fighting tooth and nail just to say, hey, let me lay on the couch while you lay in your room. Different different topic for a different day.
Hmm.
But those three things, recently I got, and I was excited, like, oh, this is the one, this is it, this is that. But at the end of the day, like those are probably things I should have been looking for in the beginning. So then when I have those things and I look at, the after effect, is this somebody I want to be with? There's been times where I'm like, nah, that's not gonna just keep me here because that's what I probably should have accepted.
I'm gonna ask you about the communication part because that was one of the main three that you said.
Sure.
Um, do you think that throughout that communication, shouldn't those things be discussed? When should those things be discussed?
Which things in particular, like my other?
To find out your prerequisites.
Um, I think I personally discuss them right away. Like I'm looking at them right away. I'm looking at how you handle situations. I'm bringing up conversations um, that may be a little difficult. I'm telling you what others perceive as vulnerable, which we talked about in past episodes. In our prequel,
Hmm.
we all have situations that we can be vulnerable about, that others perceive as, oh, this person being vulnerable, we're comfortable with it. So I throw those out there. I throw vulnerable moments that I'm easy to talk about, but to others, they might be like, oh shit, that's a very vulnerable thing you said to me. I see how
Hmm.
you respond in those situations. So then I know if I can really truly be vulnerable with you. That's what I do.
That's what's up.
To just see how you respond, to see how you react, to see what kind of response I get. Are you listening? Are you intuitive? Are you comforting? Those are things I look for. So I start having those right away. I start diving into those situations right away. Um, and oftentimes I don't get the response I want. And then that's usually when I'm like, this might not be the one. But in the most recent situation, I got the response I wanted. And it felt good. So I kept going. I kept going. I kept going. And something I've learned in that situation is your boy can't do distance.
Hmm.
I had to accept it. I always said it. I've tried different ways. I've come across great women.
Long
But
distance relationship, by the way.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hmm.
I can't do it. I like the physicality. I like being able to see you. I like the physical touch. I want to be emotional, intimate, whatever that's, and not even sexually, just being there, like being able to know, like I'm going to see you, and that's gonna be my time together. Like I like that, and I felt bad, like damn, you missing out on these great people, and because they're not here, they're so superficial. But I have to just accept the fact that I like that. Some people can do long distance.
Hmm.
Some people can do the phone call conversations, and it's good. Me, I want to look forward to the next time I actually physically touch you, hug you, kiss you, whatever. I like that. And I gotta accept that. I gotta wear that on my sleeve. I can't feel like, oh, that's too emotional. I'm too dependent. Nah, nigga, you want to be dependent. You want to be close to the person you're growing with. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Accept
Right.
it, wear it. Um, and then that's just personally my time where I wasted people time. I try to do long distance relationships, and there always come a point where I'm like, man, I need you here.
Hmm.
Like you're not doing nothing wrong, but I need you physically here. I
Hmm.
need you in my vicinity. I need to look forward to when I see you. I don't want to have to hop on the plane, save the little monies, spend a couple of extra things. Now we got to go on a date. Like I don't want to do that. I'm a homebody. I want to kick it outside. I want to kick my feet up at the house. You come over, we chilling, we watching movies, we whatever. I just had to learn that the hard way. Unfortunately, it took two, three, four times, but I think I'm finally today at a point where I can say that, where that's who I am. I got to accept that.
And I feel you on that one. I've attempted to do long distance, and that shit ain't worked out for myself as well. Luckily, was able to salvage that, that relationship with that person rather than having shit go bad because whatever. But my question to y'all is, can you do a long distance relationship?
Mm.
Why or why not? I want to know. Let us know. But overall, to dive back into that shit, man, I can't do it either. Can't do it either. For real. You would really have to be straight up committed to that person, have to really have a plan in place. It was me. I need a fucking plan
Man,
to
that
how
plan,
do we make this distance go to this,
man.
and I need it to be clear. It needs to be concise. Both parties, all that shit there.
I got a
So
question though. I got a question on that.
go ahead.
Because I have my answer, but I want to ask you answer first. Can you start long if you knew there was a plan to come together? Or do you think you need to start together, go long, and then potentially come back?
The person I was talking about, we started off long
Hmm.
with a plan to come together.
Mm. See, I think I personally, after failed attempts, and I have the fortune to have some females in my life that I was close with, and then we have a relationship, friendship at this point away. I think I have to start a foundation together personally. I think there's a lot of learnings and comfortability and trust that needs to be built personally before I go long. I got to build that shit first. I got to build that solid foundation first. Because the time period I think we physically need to be, sorry, minimum 6 months. I'm thinking like a school year. You know what I mean? Like
Okay. Before you would consider a long
going
distance relationship.
facts,
All
facts,
right.
100%, 100%. Like I need time to be with. I need to see your ups, your downs. You need to see my ups and downs. You need to see you in different settings. We go out with the homies. We go out alone. We chill alone. You meet the fam. Build all that camaraderie. Then I'm like, okay, I know this person. I want to be able to know this person.
100%.
But do you think it's possible to talk with intention without being able to have that piece of seeing each other? Because like if I'm talking with intention, I'm talking to date, and I have a hard time committing to a relationship when I haven't spent significant time with you. And that's just personally. I don't know if you feel the same way, but like it's hard for me to talk with intention without physically being with you. And that's what I mean by that 6 months, 8 months, like a school year, whatever you want to call it, 6 to 8 months. Like in order to talk with intention, I need to have that missing piece of being with you. We can talk all day through the phone. I can pick up the phone, text you, all that good stuff, but there's still an aspect of, do I like to be around this person? Do I want to bring this person around my friends, my family? Do I want to go eat dinner with this person? Do I want to go chill with this person just on a random Tuesday? That's what I want to check off before I'm in a relationship. And I can't do that unless you're physically here. So I'm curious because I can't do it. But are you saying you can do that distance wise?
I'm big on vibes and energy. So, of course, we'd have to be around each other, and I'll make sure if I'm around somebody for a good 3 7 days, if I don't get tired of you and I actually enjoy, I feel our energy vibing with each other, then more than likely I'm not going to have a problem being around you longer than that. But if I'm around you and I start feeling a different type of way, I try to listen to myself and just pay attention to them signs. If I don't want to bring you around nobody, if shit's wrong, then I'm gonna listen to them signs. But I think I figure those things out quicker. And there is no right or wrong answer, by the way.
Right.
It's all what you prefer and what works with you.
You gotta know yourself at the end of the day,
Exactly.
and that's something I have to figure out. I'm not gonna know unless I try. So try, date, do different situations. Talk to somebody
For
for a little
sure.
bit, see if you like them. Talk to somebody that you rekindle some stuff, see if you like them. But until you
Hmm.
try it and start figuring out, well, I like this, I don't like this, and this, that, and the other, man, you ain't gonna never know. So at the end
Man,
of the day, like we always say, we ain't no experts. We can just go off our own experience and depending on what you like and don't like, shit, try it. And at the end of the day, you might hurt somebody's feelings, you might not, but at the end of the day, don't waste their time. Because wasting their time is the worst at the end of the day, man.
I got one last thing to touch on that, wrapping this shit up.
Touch it, touch it.
If you are in a situation where you're wasting somebody's time and you know you shouldn't, but you don't know how to break up the situation, my biggest thing to tell you, do not be afraid to save your peace. If that situation is making you feel some type of way and you know you need to get out, but you don't know what to say because you don't want to be the bad person, easily put yourself first. Tell them you don't think this is what you want to do and we should go our separate ways. You don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to shit on nobody. Just
Mhm.
easily say you've thought over the situation. It's not, you don't see us moving forward. That's a respectable, that's respectable. Anybody with some damn sense and got some sort of morals to themselves, they're gonna respond peacefully to that. No bad blood.
Mhm.
Now, if a motherfucker cuss you all this, and that, they asking questions, then it's time to just block and get the fuck up
Right.
out of there. But overall, protect your peace by any means necessary. Stop wasting motherfuckers' time. If you're on the other end of that, wasting people's time for selfish reasonings, be real with yourself and cut that shit off because karma gonna come back and get you.
Other thing I'll add before we head off is there's a reason you still in the situation. You know, there's a reason you care enough to not want to hurt the person's feelings. Let that person know. They might not hear it in that moment. They might not want to hear that. It's not what they want to hear. But at the end of the day, in the back of their mind, at least you told them why it took so long to let them know. And you're giving them a little bit like, hey, it's not all bad. It just wasn't for you. So remember to give grace, give peace, give people their flowers when they still here and what they need, because you stayed around for a reason. But on that note, man, it's another great episode,
Another
bro.
great